Hello guys, how are you? Today we're going to learn about salts. And our aspect of today is solubility in water and insolubility in water. We strongly believe that salts are soluble in water and that some are not soluble in water. So we're going to see all the categories of salts and whether they are soluble in water or not. Let me start with the simplest one. We say nitrates. All nitrates are soluble in water. All nitrates are soluble in water. We simply say all nitrates all nitrates are soluble in water. All nitrates are soluble in water. That means none of the nitrates. Now you simply say none is insoluble in water. Let's go to the second category. The first one is nitrates. Let's go to sulfates. You simply say most are soluble. So when most are soluble, we're going to find the kind of salt that are not soluble in water. We have barium sulfate is insoluble in water. Another one is calcium sulfate, it is insoluble in water. And also the last one is lead sulfate. Lead sulfate is also insoluble in water. Let's make progress. Let's go to the next category of salts. The next category of salts are the chlorides. Chlorides also we say most are soluble. Most are soluble. Most are soluble, but now we have some which are not soluble in water. The likes of silver chloride, and also lead chloride. But now under lead chloride, this one is soluble in hot water, so maybe we're going to note somewhere later on. Let's continue. We are going to note somewhere later on which kind of salt again I've not mentioned. The carbonates. The carbonates. Now, under carbonates, just a very interesting area whereby only sodium carbonate, potassium carbonate, and ammonium carbonate. Ammonium carbonate and ammonium carbonate are soluble. That means most carbonates are insoluble. Most carbonates are insoluble. Most carbonates are insoluble. Sulfates, nitrates, chlorides, and carbonates. Now, let us note somewhere. Note this one, lead chloride Lead chloride is soluble in hot water. Is soluble in hot water. Is soluble in hot water. And now under sulfate, this one, lead sulfate is sparingly soluble in water. So this is the category of salts which are soluble in water and the other one which are not soluble in water. Maybe to conclude or to summarize, nitrates, all nitrates are soluble, be it potassium nitrate, sodium nitrate, barium nitrate, aluminum nitrate, all of them are going to are soluble in water. So the second category, sulfates, most are soluble. Now, which one are not soluble? We talk about barium sulfate, talk about calcium sulfate, talk about lead sulfate. What about chlorides? Chlorides, most are soluble in water, but you have two which are not soluble. Silver chloride, lead chloride. Yes, and we've said lead chloride is soluble in hot water. What about carbonates? Only sodium carbonate, calcium carbonate, ammonium carbonate are soluble, which means all the other categories are not soluble in water. Now, in a quick one, let me, in a quick one, let me proceed to the next thing of time, because of time, because of time. Just hold on a little bit. I'm almost. All right, here we go. Now, after learning about solubility of salt in water, another category, something which is very meaningful, is preparation. Preparation of salts. Preparation of salts. Yes. Now you're going to prepare salt. What do you consider? You consider whether the salt is soluble in water or insoluble in water. That means if you want a soluble salt, there is a way you're going to prepare that particular salt. But if you want an insoluble salt, there is a way also you're going to prepare an insoluble salt. For example, let me pick insoluble salt. Insoluble salts. Let me pick insoluble salts and see the procedure of preparing the same. In preparing insoluble salt, you need two soluble salts. You need two soluble salts. That's why I started by showing you salts that are soluble in water and others that are not soluble in water. Now you're going to pick two soluble salts so that you start preparing insoluble salts. Now, from those two salts, one salt is going to provide a positive ion, and another one is going to provide a negative radical ion from the acid. For example, let me pick any random soluble salt like lead nitrate, lead nitrate, lead nitrate. Then I'm going maybe to react with another insoluble salt. Which one? Maybe potassium iodide. Potassium iodide. What do I get? When you react lead nitrate with potassium iodide, you get lead iodide, you get lead iodide, you get lead iodide plus potassium now nitrate plus potassium nitrate plus potassium nitrate. This is in aqueous solution. Aqueous solution, as much as they are salts. This now our salt also in aqueous solution. This one is also aqueous solution. Now the next thing is to balance our chemical equation. I'm so sorry, there is a certain two here. We are going to balance now our chemical equation. You can see oxygen has 6, 3 by 2 is 6, but here we have only 3 oxygen. That means put 2 here. By putting 2 there, that means now potassium are 2, potassium are 1 here. Potassium is 1 here. Okay, now you put 2 here. Then you have lead 1, which is good. Nitrogen 1, which is good. So nitrogen 2, because there is these 2. That means that bracket, all those components in that bracket, it means 2. Nitrogen 2 and nitrogen 2, these 2 here. That which means our equation is balanced. And then we have our new salt called lead nitrate. Now, this lead iodide. Lead iodide. I record an apology for that. Lead iodide. Now, you're going to wash this salt using distilled water, and you try to dry between filter papers. That's how you make insoluble salts. Please, if you may, like this video, share it, and subscribe to the channel for videos like this one. Thank you so much for your time.